I felt a bit like I was wearing one of those Quaker Oats containers instead of a corset. Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel, to my amazing friends, and welcome to those who are new. If you are new to my channel, my name is Scotty. I like whimsical stuff. I like cottagecore, hobbitcore, thrifting, and also corsets. So about a year ago, if not a little bit more, I did a review of the company LaceMade. I reviewed the Van Gogh corset as well as the red velvet set. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna go ahead and link that video somewhere up here, but you don't have to watch that video first. If you don't want to, you can watch this one first, whatever floats your boat. Since it's been over a year, I felt like it would be a good time to revisit LaceMade, and I've been seeing a lot of my friends wearing LaceMade, hauling LaceMade on Instagram, and it got me wanting some more because I was generally pretty satisfied last time with a couple critiques. So I wanted to give it a shot again, and they have come out with some really beautiful things. So my little gremlin brain was like, yes, we have to buy more. All of the pretty things. Part of me wanted to reach out to them again and see if I could work with them, because the last time I didn't have as much of a following and didn't have as many subscribers, and they had at least offered me a 50% discount. So I still would have had to pay for my items, but it would have been a pretty good discount. As far as I knew back then, they weren't really doing gifted collabs. Now I'm pretty sure they are, because a few of those friends got their items as gifts. However, my rejection sensitivity was like, let's forgo that for the time being. Also, it was Black Friday and they had just come out with the Venetian corset, which is one of the ones that we're going to be reviewing today. And my brain was like,
3 words for you: treat yourself.
I got one because I really love to do like fantasy core, royal core, whimsical photography on my Instagram and little short videos on TikTok, and I felt like this piece would be absolutely perfect because it's super princessy, because it's pink, it's shiny. Now it does come with tassels on one of them, and then you can choose to not have tassels. I chose to forego the tassels because I'm extra, but not like that extra. I also got a dress. So we're going to be reviewing 2 items today. It is not a substantial haul. It's 2 items. I've always wanted to try one of their dresses too, so this is really cool that we get to do that. A corset and a dress. Basically how this is Basically how this is going to work is I am going to first give my first impressions of the item. Now I have already tried them on, but I want to let you guys know what I thought when I first opened the package. Then I'm going to give my specific pros and cons, critiques, things that I like, things that I don't like, after I had already put them on, because sometimes first impressions are incorrect. So it's good to give both. So the first item that I'm reviewing today is the Rosa Rubus Corset Dress, and it is this dress right here. I have been eyeing this dress for so long on Instagram. What I really loved about it, obviously it's pink and it's frilly and it has this beautiful print on it. Also, it has boning in the front, so it kind of like gives the structure of a corset. My first impressions is that it feels really good quality. It's a little bit thin, but it has that like cottony, almost linen-y feel, and the boning feels pretty heavy, so it feels pretty good quality. Next, we have this smocking in the back, which makes it a little bit more comfortable, and then at the bottom we have these like cake-like ruffly tiers, which is very, very cute, very princessy. It has this sweetheart kind of low neckline, and then the sleeves are elasticated and they button up. Now they ran out of the medium, which I am in this brand. I'm gonna put my measurements up right here so you guys can compare that to your own if you're thinking about ordering from them. So I got this one in small because they didn't have the medium, and I was scared because I feel like in this brand, since it does originate from the Asian countries, which typically they run smaller than the West, I was pretty scared. I was like, oh no. But I had hope because of the smocking in the back. It had some give. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this a shot. I've been wanting this dress, so hopefully I can squeeze into it. It actually zipped up. I was pretty happy about that. And it pretty much fits perfectly. It tucks in at the waist. It's not too tight. It doesn't strangle me. I would say that I am stretching the smocking to the max. It's pretty pretty stretched out there in the back. So if I gain any weight, it will not fit. Some of my critiques would be it's a little bit hard to zip up, probably because it's tight, it's too small. But I think it would make it a lot easier to zip up if they had put a hook and eye at the top. It would have been a lot easier to zip up, because once I do like get it halfway, it zips up pretty easily. It's just the initial like getting it over the waist is really difficult, and that's just because you want to try to marry the ends, and it would make it a lot easier if you could just pop that on there and then zip it up. It would put a lot less strain on the zipper itself. I have hook and eye, so I might try installing it myself. The other problem I have though, and it's not LaceMade's fault, is the color doesn't quite look good on me, at least as much as I thought it would. I might just be colorblind, or maybe my phone screen is off, but it looked a lot more vibrant on screen, and I don't really do well with super desaturated light pastels. It kind of makes me look like a zombie, like really, really pale, because it is kind of like we are the same shade. I am very pink, and if it had been a little bit more of a vibrant pink, like maybe a couple shades darker or brighter, it would probably look way better on me. So I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna keep this. I don't think I can return it. I don't think I can return either item. I'll get into that in a minute. I would give this a 7 out of 10 bows. It's not bad. It's really good, and it retails I think for $105. Is it worth it? I mean, if you're gonna spend $100, maybe go on Etsy first and see if you can get like a custom dress. I've gotten custom dresses for around that around that price. But if you're looking for that like super femme, if you're looking for that style, this brand is definitely it. In fact, there was a jacket that I really, really wanted. It was like a quilted crop jacket. I kind of regret now not getting that instead of the dress, but whatever. So now let us get into the corset. Here she is. Very, very pretty. There is a lot of detail on this corset, first of all, which is why I chose not to get the tassel version, because I felt like it was complete. One cool thing is that the sleeves are removable, so if you just want to wear the bodice, you can. One thing I want to point out, because I know I got some comments about this on my other video, or maybe it was even my Look Sky video, I don't remember. People have noticed that you can sometimes find corsets very similar, if not identical to these, on AliExpress or Cider or similar duping brands. However, I do want to point out that the quality that you get from LaceMade is so much different than what you're going to get on AliExpress. What you get on AliExpress is a dupe. It is a recreation, a cheap imitation of what you get on LaceMade. I would say that even with my qualms, LaceMade's quality is so much better than what you're going to find on AliExpress. Just looking at, first of all, you're going to get a lined garment, quality stitching, and another thing that they have on all their garments is their own custom like stud. There's like a silver one on the red velvet corset. Also, their lacing is very nice. Like this has a tassel on it. I noticed that also on the Van Gogh corset. They have like those two little slits in the front that are lace up. The actual cording has like metal on the bottom. Very durable and not cheaply made. Now, let me get into the cons of this, because this is kind of make or break it, and that's whether or not it fits. Now, as I said, I am usually a medium in this brand, and that is what I bought for the red velvet corset when I reviewed that, and it fit absolutely perfect. Another thing was that even though the boning was super durable and everything was stitched very durably, like it felt like this is gonna hold up, it still molded to your body and felt like when you tightened it, it became a part of you, which is how you usually want a corset to feel. You don't want it to feel constricting, even though people see corsets as constricting. They really shouldn't be if they're good quality. I at first was very impressed with this one because it's so rigid. I'm like, yeah, this is not a cheap corset. But upon putting it on, that was kind of the downside. I felt like it didn't really conform to my body. It kind of like stuck out from my curves and flattened, or it was just a straight line. It's like a box. I felt a bit like I was wearing one of those Quaker Oats containers instead of a corset. Another thing that was really annoying was that the clasps themselves, I had a super difficult time getting this to like actually go on each other, and that's because it's so rigid and it doesn't mold with your body, and so it just, once it's on, it did not want to line up and fully lock in. And part of that is also because it's just so tight. I got a medium and I had to completely unlace this in order to get it on from top to bottom, which you do want to give yourself plenty of slack when you have these clasps in the front so you don't like put strain on the bust, but it still was so tight even when it was completely loosened. Like I was able to tighten it up after the fact and get that like the snatch, but up here on the shoulders it was cutting in, and then on the arms it was cutting into my arms. Now I do have very thick arms and kind of broad shoulders, so that could be a me problem. However, I did not have that issue with the other corset, so I was a bit surprised because these are both long sleeve and this one was so much more uncomfortable. And again, because it's so rigid and it didn't want to like form with my body, it also didn't want to move with my body. So every time I moved, these threatened to open up on their own, like one or two of them would unbuckle. And I can't wear a bra with this. I don't wear a bra with the other one as well. Just, you don't need it. And also if the bra takes up too much room. And anyway, so if you can imagine wearing this and then it decides to pop open and you end up flashing everyone your pale titties.
No, God, please, no!
Not a fun time. So if I do end up having to keep this, it will not be a Ren Fair corset. It will be maybe for photos. However, I would still have to wear it in public because I don't really have anywhere in my home. I mean, I guess I could take some pictures inside. My backyard is kind of crap. My first impression was positive. Once I put it on, I was pretty disappointed and sad. And I emailed them asking if I could return it because I did not realize that you have to initiate a return within 14 days of receiving it. I didn't know that, and I was out of town when I got it, and I've like been working on other projects and I just got to trying it on today, and it's been like 16 plus days. So I did email them like, hey, I didn't realize I'm doing this for a review and for content creation because I wanted to pay my own money for it because I'm a good little influencer who doesn't demand free stuff all the time. So can I return it? Can I use my influencer powers to return it? Because I need that money because inflation and groceries are so freaking expensive right now. It looks beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. It's just in practical, I mean, how practical can a corset be? But there is a certain level of wearability, and this has little to none, for me at least, for my body. So yeah, we'll see if they respond and let me know if I can return it because I would really like to use that money for something else. Let me see, how much did this originally cost? I think it's $119. I don't know if that's the sale price that I paid or if that is actually the retail price. My total after discounts was $189.55 for both items. So for over $100, I would expect it to be a little bit better, you know, just a little bit. And I, by the way, I didn't buy the actual skirt that they advertised with it. I just ended up thrifting a pale pink skirt off of ThredUp. It's a Chicwish brand. I actually tried to go on Chicwish and get a like mint green skirt similar to the one off of LaceMade, but my card declined. So I had store credit on ThredUp, so it was all fine. I'm fine, guys, I'm fine. But do subscribe, do like, do share, so I can grow and Daddy Google can give me more money and maybe I can get some sponsors up in here. Those are my thoughts on those items. I would say I already reviewed this on their website. I gave it a 3 out of 5, and I would probably give it a, I know that would be the equivalent of a 6 out of 10, but actually I think it's more like a 4 out of 10, so maybe I should have given it 2 stars. I don't know. It looks great. It looks great. And then when you put it on, you're like, god dang it. Anyways, those were my thoughts on those items. Let me know if you guys would like to see any more reviews of whimsical brands. I would like to do more. Maybe when I get some more money in my pocket, I can try out some other brands and let you guys know. In the meantime, we have some crafting content coming up. I might go to the Sacramento Antique Fair again. It's been like pushed off twice this month because we are literally flooding in California right now. So that's fun, but hopefully I'll get to go and you guys will get another one of those videos because I really love doing that and I get to hang out with Sarah and it's so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.